Well, hello, traders and investors. My name is Roger Scott. Today is Monday. It's the 16th of November. The month is halfway over, and we're getting a little closer to finally getting a definitive answer of who the president of the United States is going to be. Imagine that. It's only been, let's see here, it's only been 2 weeks after the election, but we're getting there. It appears that Biden is going to take office. Trump's arguments are just not, they're not specific enough, and they're not clear enough, and he's not showing enough evidence. But enough of that. Let's talk about the markets. Let's talk about the week ahead. And let's talk about the sectors that are moving higher, moving lower, and moving sideways. And most importantly, I want to give you guys a good broad idea of what to expect this week. First of all, no major news today. Next week, tomorrow, not next week. I'm already ready for next week, and it's only Monday. Retail sales, big report coming out tomorrow. Retail sales makes up 2/3 of the economy. It reflects on the GDP. And it's going to give us an idea if economy is stagnant or is expanding. Very, very big report. Then we've got industrial production. It's also going to give us a big clue if our economy is expanding. Industrial production also expands a lot on basic materials. Then we've got housing starts and permits. I'm expecting a really, really strong report because housing market has been just going crazy. With the low interest rates, people moving all over the country with the stay-at-home environment, employers offering employees opportunity and incentives to work from home, and so forth and so forth and so forth. Then we've got existing home sales. I'm expecting both housing starts, permits, and existing sales to be off the charts because the stocks have been doing really well. Then we've got the manufacturing index, which will go very, very well with the industrial production report. Industrial production. And where is that report here? Manufacturing index is going to give us a really good idea if U.S. is pumping out in terms of growth or is contracting. And then we have the biggest the biggest report of the week, jobless claims. Now, jobless claims have been going down. They're right around 700. It looks like we're finally going to break 700,000. We went to as high as 1 million, and we've dropped to about 700,000 over the past 7-8 months. The problem, the concern is we've been hanging out the 700 number level now for quite some time. Yes, we are beating the 4-week moving average, but the number is still really, really, really high. And I'd love to see the number break 500,000, but we're far away from that. But that should give you a good idea of what to expect. Again, biggest report on Thursday. We're going to have a good idea of how the housing market is doing and how the industrial and the basic material is doing based on the manufacturing and import and exports, and we'll have a good idea of GDP as well via the retail sales report. Those are the major reports of the week. Now let's look at global economy. Stock market jumped higher on Monday. This is really good. Second COVID-19 vaccine is showing promise, bolstering hopes that new infections surged around the world are going to be in check, or things are going to be better. Moderna vaccine appears to be 94.5 effective. Preliminary data. Let's wait till it's out. Let's wait to see how long it'll take to people to get it, how long the side effects, how expensive it is, how many people are actually going to be taking it. Let's get into that so we can finally move past that chapter. Even before the vaccine news, markets have been trading higher as investors welcomed the signing on Sunday of an agreement establishing the world's biggest trade bloc. This is interesting. U.S. is not part of it. You've got China, Japan, South Korea, 10 countries in Asia, New Zealand, Australia. But U.S., the biggest economy in the world, is nowhere in there. And I think that may change if Biden actually takes office and so forth. Meanwhile, Mondays showed Japan, the world's third largest economy, grew 21% annual pace last quarter, the first quarter of growth in nearly a year. Yay! That's great. Japanese data, while strong, was distorted by the size of the earlier decline. The economy contracted 28.8% in the second quarter and still remains below pre-COVID. So again, it's looking great, but in comparison to how it looked, contracted 28.8%, up 21%, we still have a long ways to go. Chinese factories output rose almost 7% over a year earlier, holding steady at September's rate. Government data showed Monday. Retail sales also gained 4%. Now, China looks like it's doing an amazing job of getting out of this COVID-19 climate. And it's not just talking. They're not just talking. I'm seeing parts. I'm seeing supplies. I'm seeing things on Amazon. Remember when things were backed up on Amazon? You couldn't buy anything for like 3-4 months because parts were made in China. And now China is producing. I'm ordering a bunch of things from China and they're coming here on time. So I have no reason to believe that these numbers are false. Finally, crude oil is moving back into the $41. It costs U.S. frackers more than $40 a barrel to produce or to work, to work with the energy. So again, anything below $41, $42 a barrel is not good. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Look at the Nasdaq 100. It's down 0.31. Look at the, here, I want you to see this with your own eyes. Let's see here. Let me show you the futures. You got to see this. S&P up 35. Let's just give you a percentage number here. Remember these figures. Up 1%, okay? The Russell 2000, remember what I said a while back, up 2%. The S&P, the Nasdaq, S&P's up 1%, Russell's up a little over 2%, and the Nasdaq is down 0.29%. The more news comes out on this vaccine, the stay-at-home stocks, the big 100 stocks on the Nasdaq are going to start faltering. And the Dow, let's look at the Dow. Dow's up 1.6. It has a lot of the blue chip stocks. And what did I tell you guys a few months ago? The Russell and the Dow, the technology stocks. And remember, the S&P has a lot of the Nasdaq 100 stocks as well. And what else did I tell you? When you looked at momentum levels on the Russell, on the Nasdaq, I hate to say I told you so, but I told you this was going to happen. I showed you this last week. Look at this. Look where we're at right now. This is when this line represents 80%. We're like at 85%. We're near the highest momentum levels. The Nasdaq 100 is grossly overbought on a 200-day moving average basis. And on a 50-day basis, I believe it's moving lower. Let's take a look here. Yeah, the highs are getting lower. See that? Just can't sustain momentum levels that high. So I'm expecting weakness in the Nasdaq 100 in comparison to the Russell 2000 and the Dow. If I were you, you may want to create a pairs trade when you're going long the Russell and short the Nasdaq. Just saying. All right, now, and I'm expecting this to continue for a while because the Nasdaq 100 has been too strong, too much, too fast, and it needs to cool off. Industrial basic materials. Again, I hate to say I told you so, but I did. Technology's in 4th place. And look at healthcare. Healthcare, it's in 8th place. And because healthcare is in 8th place, I have a stock that's a healthcare stock that's on my chopping block. Excelis Inc. EXEL, excuse me. Biological, Biomed. Look at this. 3-year return, 23%. It has a good 5-year revenue growth, but it hasn't been really moving that much. It's a biopharmaceutical company committed to developing small molecule therapies for treatment of cancer. Well, I'm going to tell you this, folks. I'm not a big cancer expert, but I will tell you this, that the stock could not take out, let's see here, could not take out when the S&P made all-time high September 2nd, this stock could not. All right? And it's been going lower as the market's been going higher. Market started going higher in September. This stock has been going lower, making lower highs. It's now trading below the 200-day moving average, and this is a descending triangle. And I believe if it breaks this level, this 20 level, there's a good chance it's going to go down all the way to the 14 level. Again, descending triangle, the sector is moving lower. Healthcare is now number 8. It's not number 1 anymore. The stock is not a COVID stock. It's a cancer stock. And again, it's trading below the 200-day moving average, and it's traded below the 200-day moving average 3 times between now and September. And usually on the 3rd time, it tends to break down. Just something that I've noticed. So again, descending triangle, sectors losing focus, biotech stocks only if they're in the top. COVID stocks, those are the ones that are getting love. This stock is not right now, and I think it's going to drop lower. And again, that's what I've got for you on Monday, but I've got something even more important. Wall Street, folks, has completely gone off the rails. There's a crazy train somewhere on Wall Street. Their multi-billion-dollar algorithms are on the loose, controlling the majority of the stock market and triggering massive storm, STORM, stock explosions. Man, these storms, you got to check these out. I'm talking about, get this, 458% on Regeneron in 77 days, 743% on Intuit in 35 days, 606% on Seagate in 100 days. Oh yeah, it's like that. But now it's Main Street turn to get paid. You deserve to get in on the storm. Now I'm ready to reveal my top secret discovery and how it can earn you, get this, 30, not 5 times, not double, 30 times the S&P return every single year on average. The S&P gives you 6% on average. I'm willing to bet you can make 180% or more. Oh yeah, I'm not kidding. This is the biggest discovery in recent years that I've got for you. You've got to check it out. You can't afford to miss it. It's a multi-billion-dollar algorithm and it's on the loose. Click on the link below. Catch up to speed. Learn how to use this. Learn about 458% gains on Regeneron, 743% on Intuit, 606% gain on Seagate. Folks, if you want triple, quadruple digit gains, we just closed out a few trades. They were supposed to be held for 2 weeks. They were held for 2 days, and each of them gave us triple digit return. I'm not kidding. This thing is on the loose and it's hunting triple and quadruple digit winners. You got to check out Storm and you got to check it out now. Follow the link below and catch up to speed now. Talk soon and have a great week. Bye, folks.